Just wanted to show you my latest build. This is a Polygon Xtrada 5. The Maxxis hookworm tires on here. Put 180 rotors front and rear. It comes with Tektro brakes that are 160s, and I upgraded them to 180s. And got the unit pack power battery here. 52 volt, 13 amp hour. This one I ended up going with the BBS02B, and I have open source firmware on that from GitHub. It is version 1.4, I believe, the latest version. Works really well. I could not fit one of my torque sensor motors, the TSDZ2B or the TSDZ8, would not fit properly on here, and this BBS02 Bafang motor fit good enough. Couldn't put the lock ring on, as you can see, but I got it nice and tight, hasn't loosened up at all. And I got room for my cables to run down through, and they have room in between the frame and the motor, so we're good there. I did end up having to go with a 7-speed cassette, and I actually limited it to 6 gears because I could not get the chain line on this one good. Just the shape of the frame, sometimes you don't know until you buy the bike, you know, what's going to end up working, and this ended up working pretty well. Not as happy as I wanted to be, but it works well on the bike. Just don't have, I do actually have the full range of gears, but I was more comfortable just going into 6th instead of, or, well, you know, I guess it would be into 2nd gear instead of 1st gear is what I meant to say. And we went with the 36 tooth on that one, and it's just has very little offset, and it works really well. The speeds that I ride usually on rail trails, it works well for that. And there's my shift sensor. Put that in line. Tried to blend it in with everything else, and it came with Dior, but I went ahead and put an Altus derailleur on here that I had brand new to match that 7-speed cassette that I bought for it. It's actually stronger, I would say, than with the Dior, but it just doesn't look quite as nice. There's my 7-speed index shifter to match, and put some riser bars on it. 500C display. This motor actually has over 2,000 miles on it currently. Of course, the bike's brand new though. It's been on a few other bikes, no problems, quiet as can be. It's got a short stem, comes that way. Short Entity brand stem, and really loving the riser bars. They work very well. Suntour fork. This is a Suntour XCM, and it's got 120 millimeters of travel. And again, like I said, I got the hookworm tires on here from Maxxis. Very, very, very impressed with those. Really like them. Smooth, quiet, and they do have some cushion to them. So kind of got the best of you know, both worlds with the cushion and smooth rolling, and it rolls along really well. Went with the Fuker pedals. Like those. I've had several pairs that work really well. And there's some washers in there. I didn't mention that. I usually keep some stainless washers around and use those instead of what they provide. With an XT90 connector again. And got the pump on there, and kind of a unique looking kickstand, but it's the only one I could get to fit because of the shape of the frame. Again, and these are very wide. The chain stays, the bottom part is very wide, so it's unique. I love the shape of it, but it just, you have to really think about how you want to configure things because it's an odd shape compared to what I'm used to anyway. And this is actually Boost 141. Can't totally explain it to you, but they say it is a stronger wheel than the 135 spacing, and I already have a bike that's got Boost 148 on it with a through axle. This is quick release, Boost 141. I believe it can be converted, but I'm not exactly sure about that. But it works well, and it feels stiff, so. But that's it. It's a Polygon Xtrada 5. I believe this one's a 2024 model. I just bought it. And I did get that in the large frame. And I did put the WTB saddle on. I like it better, the Bolt saddle. I like it better than what it came with. But the one that it comes with is adequate. It's just the company's entity brand. So, but enjoying the bike, and it's a work in progress. I may end up figuring out something with the torque sensor yet, but this motor does work extremely well with that open source firmware. And it's quiet, quieter than the torque sensor motor. So, but, alright, enough said.